Today we're taking a look at the Saturday Punch newspaper. And of course, I'm taking a look at various important things that have happened here. Let's start off with the issue between FCT Minister Nyesom Wike and his friends. We have here Odili backed Fubara to disobey Tinibu, and that's coming from Wike. And it's so unfortunate. The reason I say so is because of this issue, this fracas, this feud, brewing, between Odele, Fubara, Wike. It's becoming a little bit childish, if you ask me. This is becoming, when children play. This one will say, "You abuse me first, you abuse me second. You are not my best friend. You're not going to be my best friend. I won't talk to you again." A childish, play that usually, brew between when little children are playing, because that's what I see happening here. Because these are issues that shouldn't even make headlines even in the first place. The reason why, as matured people, as a very matured people, the reason why most of the time we should not take things for seriously, it's because they don't matter. It's not everything that you hear or everything that people say about you that you really give so much concern about because of your maturity. But of course, when we see such happening amongst our elder statesmen, it's so worrisome and really, really bad. These are stakeholders in the economy. These are people that their decisions and their actions will go a very long way in making our community, our nation, our country better. Some of the things that these people say go a long way to rearranging the perception of people about Nigeria. Rather than have these people, these big wigs, in the political arena, do the needful, rather we see them bickering over things they shouldn't even disturb themselves about. And what is the issue here? That Odili is supporting Fubara, to disobey Tinibu. And I'm asking myself, of what relevance is it? Of what relevance is it? I would have expected to see a situation where Wike, with due respect to him, would rather be thinking about, how do I, yes, I am the FCT minister, but how possibly would I help Fubara, to better position River State, to be one state in Nigeria that is heard all over the world. Whenever I watch, most of the European leagues, and I see visit Rwanda, and I ask myself, why are we not hearing of such in other international sphere? You have visit River State, visit Port Harcourt, visit Lagos. But you know why you wouldn't hear visit Lagos or visit Port Harcourt or Rivers? It's because most of the people that are that have the opportunity of making the visit awesome have not put in structures and facilities that is good enough to have people come visit. If Rwanda, Paul Kagame, did not, make his country awesome, he wouldn't even be proud to say, visit Rwanda. Just last 2 weeks, Paul Kagame is offering to host the F1 race in Rwanda, the first of its kind, the F1. And you know what that will do to Rwanda. You know the publicity that will bring to Rwanda. You know the symbolism, the symbolic value that will bring to Rwanda, to Kigali in Rwanda. These are things we should be talking about. I should expect a Wike saying, let's bring Formula One to Abuja. These are the things I should be expecting from these people. Visit Abuja. I'd love to hear, when Arsenal versus Man U or whoever it is playing around the globe. I'd love to see an advert saying, visit Abuja. But you will never see that, because these same people, right, either they do not understand what it takes to make that possible, or they don't have enough infrastructure, homegrown infrastructure that is good enough to ask a foreigner or foreigners to come visit Abuja or to come visit Rivers or to come visit Lagos. Because when you visit such places, you still see things that you can only have seen in the 1940s. You still see some lives, some types of moribund infrastructure, facilities that are not even good enough. In Abuja, they don't even have a central sewage system. A central sewage system. In Abuja, you still don't have pipe-borne water like we used to have during the military dictatorship. When you turn up your tap and there's water flowing from a water board, a source that is maintained by the government. In the 80s, while I was growing up, hardly would you go to any compound or any home and you see borehole. You see people sinking boreholes. You don't see that because at that time, we believed that it was the duty of government to provide such facilities for the people. So you don't need any, digging the ground to bring out water because water is always available. But today, what do we have? We have a situation where the government had relegated its responsibility to individuals while still asking the same individuals to pay tax so they can maintain what they are supposed to provide for. It's so very unfortunate. So I feel so disturbed and at the same time troubled when I hear, people that should redirect the face of Nigeria, people that should put Nigeria in the map. Rather than doing that, you see them bickering over things that even 12-year-old children shouldn't even be thinking about. It's so disturbing. It's mind-boggling. That these are individuals that have the opportunity of making Nigeria a very great country. Rather than have them do that, rather than ask themselves, is it possible for us to have a rail, connecting Lagos to Abuja straight? So that if you don't have the money to do flight from Lagos to Abuja, at least you can take a speed rail from Lagos to Abuja. We should be thinking about a rail from Lagos to Port Harcourt or Lagos to wherever it is, so that people can have choices to make. If you know that you can't afford a flight, at least you can do a speed rail to wherever destination you want to go to. These are the kind of things I want to hear from these people. That rather than have that, you see, the reason why I'm going against Odili is because Odili backed Fubara to insult Tinubu, and all of this childish bickering. It's so very unfortunate that when we expect more from our leaders, we expect less, or we see less from them. It's so very unfortunate. I do not know how we can really solve this issue, really. But I feel if we can solve the problem, I want to believe it will start from our electoral process. Because if our electoral system, if INEC is good enough, to bring in right people for the right job, I don't think we'll be having some of these things. Because most of these people today who hold different positions in our country, didn't get there, because people voted for them. Most of them bribed their way, to the positions that they have today. And because they bribed their way to the positions they have today, they feel they don't owe anybody anything. So even as much as I want to weep and cry for a Nigeria that is not working, they will ask me and tell me, why are you weeping? Why are you taking paracetamol for someone's headache? After all, you didn't vote for me. My money brought me to where I am. So they're not answerable to me. Neither are they answerable to over 200 million people, in Nigeria. And that is a situation, unfortunately, we have seen ourselves. So I just pray, just like a responsible father would do, since they are very elderly people, authorities that have refused to learn how to live in peace with one another. Okay, let me now play the role of a good father. My son, Wike, my son, Odili, my son, Fubara, please, you people should find a way of living in peace and in harmony with one another. You see, when you bring a single, strand of broom, you can break it, but when you bring them in a bunch, you cannot break it. So please, Wike, please see Fubara as your brother. Odili, Please, you know you are the eldest of them all. Please see Wike and Fubara as your younger brothers. Please make a way and live in peace, you know, so that River State can be good again. Oh, so this is my little advice as a responsible father. You know, since you know, these individuals who are supposed to be the one addressing us and advising us have refused to do that. Rather, they bicker on things they shouldn't even be bickering about. Then let the younger ones now advise and counsel them. So that's what we have on the Saturday Punch newspaper.